Hey guys, back with another album review. This time it's Interrobang by Bayside. And a brief history with my relationship with Bayside. They were probably, arguably, my favorite band throughout high school. Sirens and Condolences, Self-Titled, Walking Wounded. These were albums that really got me into a specific genre of music. And they introduced me to some of my favorite bands today, like Jawbreaker and Elliott Smith, with their covers of those respected artists. So I owe a lot of my musical taste to Bayside, but I haven't loved them over the past, let's say, decade or so. Haven't loved any of their albums. I think some albums are better than other albums, but yeah, I just their music doesn't touch me the way that it used to touch me, and I still go back and listen to The Walking Wound, and I think it's a exceptional record. But they released some songs for this album beforehand, like Interrobang and Prayers and Bury Me, and I was really caught off guard by how heavy some of these songs were. Like really heavy, like borderline metal. Like if it wasn't for Anthony's voice, they'd almost be metal songs. So that caught my attention really quickly. I know that they talked about wanting to make a really heavy and fast punk rock style record, and what we got here is their heaviest record to date, and probably their best album since The Walking Wounded. Yeah, this is a really solid record. I don't think that it's a perfect record. There's still, some songs that I don't think are great songs, but there are some songs that I think are in their discography of music some of the most original stuff that they have ever made in their career. Um, uh, Getting to some of the singles here, I saw where Anthony said like Prayers was very System of a Down influenced, and that opening riff I can see that. It does descend into more of like a Bayside styled song after that really heavy metal riff at the beginning. But I think that's what a lot of these songs do. Then you got a song like Bury Me, which is just kind of just like a straightforward punk rock song. And I also saw where they said that they wanted to think outside the box in terms of creativity and predictability. They wanted songs to take a left turn when you think it's going to take a right turn, and I think for the most part they nailed that. But I do think some of the weaker aspects of the album come from the choruses of some songs. To me, Bayside over the past 10 years or so, in terms of their choruses, they're either make or break for me. I think sometimes they have pretty like standard and basic Bayside choruses where they have try to have these grand choruses that think that they feel special, and maybe to some people they do, but to me they have gotten kind of old, and I noticed that in songs like maybe Medication. Even though I don't think it's a terrible chorus or a terrible hook, because I do like that song, but the chorus is pretty unmemorable to me. And a song like Heaven, which is a song that I know that they were praising before the album came out, is probably my least favorite song on the album. It's the least heaviest song on the album, but I don't think that's why it's my least favorite. To me, it does have the most basic chorus on the album, and it all sort of falls on that because it's building to that chorus, because the verse and the pre-choruses are fine. I'd say the lyrical content in this song is pretty exceptional, but it's these choruses sometimes that definitely don't win me over. But then you got a song like Trouble, which I think is definitely their most unique song since maybe like Popular Science from The Walking Wounded. And I think the best way to describe this song, it's a mix. It's like the intro, it has that sort of like heavy metal aspect to it, but the way that the song comes into fruition towards the pre-chorus and the chorus, chord progression wise, it kind of sounds like a Beatles song, like one of those like classic rock mid to late 60s early 70s style songs, which makes it is the most unique song on the album, and probably my personal favorite song on the album. Then if you want to get into just the straight up heaviness of the album, Bury Me, Numb, and the closing track, White Flag, especially White Flag, like it almost sounds like Metallica, just how heavy and like pulsating it is. They definitely didn't hold anything back. It is a relatively short record as well. There's only one song that reaches the 4-minute mark. The songs definitely don't overstay their welcome, which makes it a very easily accessible album. There's 3 albums that came out today that I've been listening to, but this is the one that really you were easily latched onto. That doesn't mean that it'll have staying power though. Some other albums take a lot longer to digest. This one sort of just jumps right into it and sort of like fulfills everything that you need immediately. But I'm not sure if this is something that I'll be listening to a month from now. But I will say that for Bayside, their formula was getting a little tired to me, and this definitely gives me more hope in the future for future albums by them. I think this is a solid rock album. Some songs better than others, but yeah, it's good. It's good. Considering that this used to be my favorite band in high school, I'm always glad to see that they put out something that I can like and appreciate, and even tell people about, and tell them, hey, if you stop listening to Bayside, you should maybe go back and listen to this new album because it's one of their best albums, I think. As for a score, I'm gonna give this a 7 out of 10. I always have a hard time scoring albums, but let's say there's 10 songs on the album. There's 7 songs that I really really like. It's that simple in terms of this. Not every album you can do that with, but this one I feel confident that I can just give it that 7 out of 10. What did you think of Interrobang by Bayside? Let me know in the comment section below. Hit that subscribe button, and thank you for watching.